On the news tonight, President Bola Tinubu commends joint Nigeria-US military operation after killing of top ISIS commander. Governor Sheriff Oborevwori hails peaceful conduct of APC House of Representatives primary elections across the state. Independent National Electoral Commission declares full compliance as political parties submit membership registers nationwide. Abroad, health authorities in Democratic Republic of Congo confirms 80 people dead in new Ebola outbreak. Good evening and welcome to the Delta Television main news. I am Perpetua Iboba. You can follow our news online on Facebook at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba and on YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Now the details. President Bola Tinubu has hailed the successful joint military operation between Nigeria and the United States, which led to the elimination of a senior Islamic State commander in the Lake Chad Basin. President Tinubu made this known in a post on his verified X handle following the announcement of the operation by United States President Donald Trump. According to the president, Nigerian armed forces, working closely with the United Armed Forces of the United States, carried out the overnight strike on the compound of Abu Bilal al-Manuki, also known as Abu Mainok. He disclosed that preliminary assessment confirmed the killing of the wanted Islamic State leader alongside several of his lieutenants during the coordinated operation in the Lake Chad Basin. President Tinubu described the mission as a strong example of effective collaboration between Nigeria and the United States in advancing shared security objectives and combating terrorism within the region. He commended the professionalism, bravery, and commitment of the military personnel involved in the operation, noting that the strike dealt a significant blow to terrorist elements operating around the Lake Chad. The president also expressed appreciation to Donald Trump for his leadership and support in strengthening security cooperation between both countries. President Tinubu reaffirmed his administration's commitment to sustaining military offensives against terrorist enclaves across the country, while deepening international partnerships aimed at restoring peace and stability in affected communities. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed that American and Nigerian forces have killed the second-in-command of ISIS globally in a military operation in Africa. President Bola Tinubu says his administration's economic reforms, including fuel subsidy removal and foreign exchange adjustment, were necessary steps to preventing Nigeria from sliding into economic collapse. Speaking at a panel session at the Africa CEO Forum in Kigali, Bola Ahmed Tinubu acknowledged that the reforms have been painful but insisted they were unavoidable to reset the economy and eliminate what he described as wasteful subsidies that fuel corruption, smuggling, and distortions. He noted that prior to the reforms, several states struggled to pay salaries despite Nigeria's status as an oil-producing nation, adding that ongoing policy changes have now made the economy more stable and predictable for investors. President Tinubu also defended his tax reforms, stressing that revenue generation is essential for infrastructure, healthcare, education, and social welfare programs, including cash transfers and school support for vulnerable households. On infrastructure, he highlighted major projects such as the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, describing it as a strategic initiative to boost tourism, regional integration, and economic growth. He further explained that the sale of crude oil to local refineries in Naira was aimed at easing pressure on foreign exchange, while reaffirming Nigeria's commitment to international partnerships and regional security cooperation across West Africa. The state governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, has commended the peaceful and orderly conduct of the All Progressives Congress APC House of Representatives primary elections across the state. describing the exercise as a strong reflection of the unity, transparency and growing strength of the party ahead of the 2027 general elections. Speaking shortly after casting his vote in his ward, Okpe local government area, during the Okpe Sapele Ugeli Federal Constituency primaries, Governor Borewori expressed satisfaction with the level of participation and the calm atmosphere that characterized the exercise. Governor Borewori noted that a large turnout of party members demonstrated the growing acceptance of the APC across the constituency and Delta State as a whole. He expressed confidence that the same spirit of unity and peaceful coexistence displayed during the primaries across the state would be sustained during the general elections. In Aniocha Oshimile Federal Constituency, the exercise was also peaceful. Chairman of the National Assembly Primaries Committee for Delta State, Right Honorable Eugene Odo, who spoke to newsmen after monitoring the exercise, commended members of the party for the peaceful conduct of the House of Representatives primaries across the state, describing the exercise as orderly and transparent. He said the committee had monitored the exercise in several parts of the state and observed that the primaries were progressing smoothly without any form of violence or disruption. According to him, the adoption of direct primaries by the party ensured a bottom-up democratic process beginning from the ward level through local government and up to the federal constituency collation centers. The committee chairman praised party members for their orderly conduct throughout the exercise, stating that there had been no reports of violence or infractions from the areas visited. Right Honorable Undude Elumelu was declared winner of the election in Aniocha Oshimile Federal Constituency by the returning officer, Mr. Val Areyenka, after collation of results at the Constituency Collation Center in Oshimile South Local Government Council Secretariat. In Bomadi Patani Federal Constituency, the APC also conducted its primary election peacefully across various wards in line with the Electoral Act. Party members from different wards in Bomadi local government area were seen arriving early at their polling centers to participate in the exercise. Many party faithful expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the primaries, commending the APC for instituting a process that ensured peace and transparency. At Bakiama Ward 2 in Bomadi local government area, the council chairman, Honorable Dangidi Andaye, participated in the exercise and commended party faithful for the peaceful atmosphere witnessed during the election. He attributed the peaceful conduct to the leadership style and developmental strides of Governor Sheriff Borewori, especially the even distribution of infrastructural projects across Delta State. In Ugeli North and Ugeli South and Udu Federal Constituency, the exercise was also peaceful and orderly. At Afieshere Primary School, venue for the Ugeli Ward 3 exercise, voting commenced around 11 a.m. Party stakeholders, including Ugeli North Local Government Party Chairman, Comrade Loki Ofomokoro, commended the transparency of the process and described the election as a genuine demonstration of democratic principles within the APC. They urged party members to continue to demonstrate political maturity, noting that the outcome reflected the collective will of party members. In Isoko Federal Constituency, incumbent lawmaker Honorable Jonathan Ukodiko emerged victorious after defeating his challenger, Honorable Dixon Ibibare. Honorable Ukodiko was subsequently declared winner by the returning officer. The APC also conducted its Warri Federal Constituency primary election peacefully across the constituency. The exercise witnessed large turnout of party members across the constituency. In Ika Federal Constituency, APC leaders hailed the massive turnout of party members during the House of Representatives primary election, describing it as a clear indication of support for President Tinubu and Governor Borewori ahead of the 2027 elections. Mr. Emmanuel Osazuwa was eventually declared winner of the Ika Federal Constituency primary election. The All Progressives Congress APC primary election for the Ndokwa Okwane Federal Constituency seat in Ward 5 Onitsha Okwane, Ndokwa West local government area was conducted peacefully with Right Honorable Nnamdi Ezechi emerging victorious. Pere Boto reports.
Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5.
As early as 9 a.m., members of the APC from the various units in Ward 5 converged at the Nkwo Market Square on Chukwani for the conduct of the primary election. As the well-organized and peaceful primary election conducted under the supervision of the APC returning officer, Chief Adolphus Nwachukwu, the primary election, which was conducted using the option A4 voting model, saw members of the party queue openly behind the agents of the two aspirants. Announcing the result, which drew jubilation, the returning officer, Chief Adolphus Nwachukwu, declared that the incumbent lawmaker, the Right Honorable Nnamdi Ezechi, he commended members of the party for the peaceful, orderly, and transparent conduct of the primary election. In an interview, the State Deputy Governor, Sir Monday Oyeme, described the primary election as peaceful, transparent, and rancor-free, adding that voters conducted themselves in an orderly manner as members freely voted for the aspirant of their choice. He stated that the option A4 model adopted by the party remained the best voting system, noting that the secret ballot system often creates room for manipulation and double standards among voters. Sir Oyeme further maintained that the option A4 model remained the best electoral system because it allows people to vote openly, thereby making their choices clear and transparent.
This is the best form of election because all this other secret and this and that, it comes with a lot of things, a lot of deceit. Somebody will say, "Oh, I will vote for you," and on the day you will not vote for the person. But this one, if you are bold enough to take money from somebody or to promise somebody, if you are a gentleman, and when you come, you fulfill your promise because everybody is seeing you. There's no place to hide.
The results of the primary election was announced by the returning officer for the Ndokwa Ukwani Federal Constituency and Commissioner for Housing, Honorable Godknows Angele, at the Utagbuno Community Hall after collation from all the wards in Ndokwa West, Ndokwa East, and Unkwani local government areas.
Nnamdi, the National Assembly member currently in the House, he has sworn and is hereby declared the winner.
The Right Honorable Nnamdi Ezechi thanked the people for their support, assuring them of more dividends of democracy, even as he pledged to justify the confidence reposed in him.
I'm happy because I know truly that the wish of the people has come to pass. I feel happy and I promise that the trust reposed in me will not be taken for granted. This time around, I will go extremely to ensure that democracy dividends is given high priority to the people of Ndokwa Federal Constituency.
The State Deputy Governor, Sir Monday Oyeme, and other stakeholders were at the hall when the results were announced. I am Pere Boto reporting.
In Anyocho Shimili, the contest on who should fly the flag of the party was between Honorable Ngozi Okolie and Right Honorable Ndude Elumelu. The result of the election was announced by the returning officer for the constituency, Honorable Val Areyenka, at the Collation Center in Asaba, who declared Honorable Elumelu winner as he scored the highest number of votes from the 42 wards of the constituency. Ejime Udweme reports.
Honorable Areyenka said Right Honorable Elumelu was declared winner after polling the highest number of votes from the 42 wards in the constituency.
The results have been brought in by all the agents from the local governments and have also been collated by me. So therefore, I, Adam Val Areyenka, return officer for the primary for Anyocho Shimili Federal Constituency, having duly collated the result and brought in by the officers of each of the 4 local governments contained the Federal Constituency, do hereby declare the Right Honorable Ndude Godwin Elumelu as the winner of the primary.
Speaking shortly after the announcement, Right Honorable Elumelu thanked APC members in the constituency for their massive support and appealed to them to sustain the tempo ahead of the 2027 general elections.
This ticket therefore belongs to the collective aspiration of the people of Anyocha Oshimili Federal Constituency for a better life. It is a unity ticket, a symbol that our people always rise above parochial divisive tendencies and innuendos and speak with one voice. Today, they have spoken with one voice. And come 2027, they will still speak with one voice for the APC.
Earlier, the primary election took place across the state and other parts of the country under peaceful atmosphere. A 7-man committee from the national headquarters of the party, led by Right Honorable Eugene Udo, monitored the exercise across the state. In Asaba, Ogwashuku and Obio, APC members came out in large numbers to vote for their preferred aspirants. In Anyocha Oshimili Federal Constituency, the contest for the party's ticket was between Honorable Ngozi Okoli and Right Honorable Ndudi Elumelu. Some party members at various voting centers described the direct primary system as the best method of producing candidates for elective positions. At Obio, where members of Ward 1 in Anyocha North local government area voted, one of the aspirants, Right Honorable Elumelu, commended the party leadership for adopting the direct primary system, noting that it gave party faithful the opportunity to elect their preferred flag bearer for the 2027 general elections.
And I'm impressed. All I can tell them is that I've always had this passion to represent their interest, and I will be there for them. They should come out en masse in the forthcoming election to vote APC all the way.
The monitoring committee also visited the Collation Center for Anyocha Oshimili Federal Constituency, located within the Oshimili South Council Secretariat, where members commended the party leadership for providing a level playing field for aspirants and members to freely participate in the exercise.
We've noted that there hasn't been any issue of infractions in terms of violence. The party members have conducted themselves very well, right from the ward, local governments, and even these federal constituency collation centers. So we thank the leadership of the party in the state for providing an enabling environment through which party members can exercise their franchise and peacefully, unhindered, without any form of molestation.
Ejime Uduime reporting.
The APC House of Representatives primary for the Anyocha Oshimili Federal Constituency witnessed a turnout of party members across various voting centers as delegates and supporters participated in the exercise. Bridget Agitu reports.
Party faithful arrived early at the venue with accreditation and voting commencing under the supervision of electoral officials and security personnel. The atmosphere remained peaceful and members queued to cast their votes in the primary election ahead of the 2027 general elections. Speaking at the venue, party leaders expressed satisfaction with the participation of APC members, noting that the turnout reflected the interest of members in determining the party's candidate for the House of Representatives seat.
Well, I'm not surprised because that is what we expected to see here in Ward 9. Ward 9 have a whole lot of population in Oshimili North. So having 4,000 persons here, 4,000 something going to 5,000 is not a new thing to me.
Thank God it went peaceful. Everything was well ordered, well coordinated. I want to appreciate the voters, the party members for their turnout. They did very well, even with short notice. We were fully prepared yesterday, but at a later time they changed the dates to today. So now it's very mobilizing. So thank God that the election was successful.
The fact that this is a family affair, APC is a family. We are here as members of the APC family. and the way the exercise was conducted, no quarrel, it really shows that we APC, that we are a family. So
Stakeholders at the primary expressed optimism that the outcome of the election will strengthen party unity and position the APC for the general election in the Anyocha-Oshimili Federal Constituency.
The winners should embrace their opponents that lost, and then the party will come together. You know, I believe so much that that is what they say primaries. Go and vote. Your popularity will tell what happens. So if it's a kind of hidden opposition, that's where we problem. But this is pure free and fair election.
Party members said they expected the emergence of a candidate who will unite the party and represent the interests of the constituency at the National Assembly. Bridget Agetu reporting.
The primary elections in Anyocha-Oshimili Federal Constituency were adjudged peaceful and transparent. Sams Okwojite spoke with some party officials.
So, can you please join me to count like we did it before?
Party officials described the exercise as smooth, noting that voting and accreditation were conducted peacefully across the affected wards, while party members complied with laid-down guidelines. They listed measures put in place to ensure transparency and orderliness during the primaries. The wards visited during the exercise included Ward 5 Umuaje and Ward 9 West End in Oshimili South local government area, as well as Ward 9 Okpanam in Oshimili North.
Preparations put in place included making sure that the environment is an enabling environment. We made sure that INEC was in the ward so that people could get their voters card. The chairman of the ward made sure that everybody collected their slip before today. And you know, people were actually cancelled. There was a lot of WhatsApp preparation where people were told what to do, when to come out. So it was a very, very detailed and expert preparation.
The people here, we are even coordinated. You know, the only personnel you can see here is the INEC personnel. We don't have security here, and there is no speech and there is no problem. Nobody is any trouble there. Here is well coordinated.
We have a platform. We have a platform. All the registered members, we have a platform. So we prepare for election. This is just a minor thing. You know, for the main election coming up, we are fully prepared.
First of all, we started by telling them to identify themselves by showing up their membership card.
Free, well conducted. You see, I believe in honesty, transparency, so I will submit. Very much well conducted.
Sams Okwojite reporting.
The APC primaries in Uzoigwe Ward 9 recorded a similar story of peace witnessed and orderliness. Henry Usiayo reports.
Some places visited included Uzoigwe Primary School, Umeze and Umuaji in Oshimili South local government area, as well as Okpanam Ward 9 in Oshimili North local government area. Party members gathered at the designated venues for the accreditation and voting through the direct primary system, where members queued behind the agents of the two aspirants, Honorable Ndudi Elumelu and incumbent Honorable Ngozi Okolie, under the supervision of party officials and electoral observers. Some party members described the process as orderly, while others called for improvements in crowd control and accreditation procedures.
Well, I'm very, very well impressed with the turnout because people came out, people turned out to vote. It's very, very free and fair. The primaries, people started gathering here since 8 o'clock this morning.
Primary is a new development. They made it compulsory that all party carrying members should come out and participate for the voting. And as you are coming, you come with your voter's card. That is the reason I was able to come with my voter's card that I'm fully registered member.
And all indications, like you have equally observed, it is free and fair. Everything went peacefully, went normally. according as stated.
See, the primaries have been concluded, but people are still coming up. Turning up the more. Very, very impressive.
You can see everywhere is calm. There's no problem. Everybody has their the temporary membership card. Everybody has their voters card. Everything is okay. Like I said, despite the crowd, there was no rancor, no problems, no fight. You can see everything going on peacefully.
I want to say thank you to the governor for making it possible for us to do it, and it was done peacefully.
Some party members also expressed mixed reactions over the conduct of the primary election. Other members stressed the need for unity and sportsmanship, insisting that the interests of the APC should remain paramount ahead of the general elections. Henry Usiayu reporting.
The All Progressives Congress APC has clarified that only the date for the House of Representatives primary election was adjusted from yesterday to today, while other dates for the party's 2027 primary elections remain unchanged. In a statement issued in Abuja by its National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Felix Moka, the APC said the clarification became necessary following what it described as fake and misleading reports circulating on social media and other communication platforms. It reiterated that the Senate primary election remained scheduled for Monday, May 18, while the State House of Assembly primary would hold on Wednesday, May 20. The party said the governorship primary election was fixed for Thursday, May 21, with the presidential primary holding on Saturday, May 23. You're watching the Delta Television main news. Still to come, health authorities in Democratic Republic of Congo confirms 80 people dead in new Ebola outbreak. Details of this and more after the break.
Hooray! Another May 27 is here, a day set aside to celebrate children. Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, is set for a wonderful time out for children this season. Oh yes! It is the DBS Asaba Youth and Children's Day Cultural Carnival 2026. Theme, Building the Future Through Youth and Culture. The event is aimed at promoting the beautiful culture of our people and encouraging children to imbibe same. The event will feature cultural march past, art workshop training session for parents and children, painting, drawing, tie and dye, cultural dance competition, Nigerian food competition, Nigerian language knowledge competition, cultural fashion parade. There'll be lots to eat and drink and wonderful gifts to go home with. Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, is calling on schools to be part of the Cultural Carnival competition, which will attract trophy and prizes to winners of the competitions. Corporate bodies and churches can register children for this special Children's Day event. That's not all. The brochure for the event will serve as a vehicle for warm felicitations for our children, as well as platform for business owners to advertise their goods and services. For schools participation and sponsorship, please visit the marketing department or call 0803-326-6801. Maureen on 0803-778-1910. Date, Wednesday 27th May 2026. Venue, DBS Event Place, Opanam Road, Asaba. Time, 9 a.m. DBS Asaba Youth and Children's Day Cultural Carnival 2026. Let's meet there.
You're watching the Delta Television main news. The federal government has signed agreement for 8 major road projects across the country as part of President Bola Tinubu's infrastructural agenda. Minister of Works David Umahi disclosed that investors are already showing interest in refunding and tolling sections of the Legacy Highway project. The projects include sections of the Calabar-Ebonyi-Abuja Superhighway, the Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, and the Abuja-Jos-Bauchi-Gombe-Biu-Maiduguri Road. Other contracts cover roads in Kaduna, Oyo, Ogun, and Osun states. Speaking during the signing ceremony in Abuja, Umahi described the project as part of the growing infrastructural achievement of the Tinubu administration. He said the Calabar-Ebonyi-Abuja Superhighway would reduce travel time between the southeast and Abuja to about 3 to 4 hours while boosting commercial activities. The minister also praised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for increasing federal infrastructural presence in the southeast region. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) says all 22 registered political parties in the country have submitted their membership registers in compliance with the Electoral Act 2026. In a statement issued by the chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Mohammed Haruna, the commission said the submissions followed an extension granted to political parties after concerns were raised over the earlier deadline during a meeting held on March 24, 2026. INEC explained that the original deadline for submission of party registers was shifted from April 21 to May 10, 2026 to align with the provisions of the Electoral Act and timetable for party primaries ahead of the 2027 general election. The Commission disclosed that all political parties met the requirement before the expiration of the extended deadline, with submissions completed as of May 8, 2026. INEC also noted that political parties have been permitted to conduct their primaries between April 23 and May 30, 2026, while party membership registers were expected to be submitted at least 21 days before their respective primaries. The electoral body added that the submitted registers will now undergo verification in line with legal provisions. It further reaffirmed its commitment to conducting free, fair, credible and inclusive elections ahead of the 2027 general polls. Health authorities in the Democratic Republic of Congo say at least 80 people have died in a new Ebola outbreak in the country's eastern Ituri province. The Health Ministry confirmed that laboratory tests have identified 8 cases of the rare Bundimbuyo strain in Kwampara, Mongwalu, and Bunia health zones. Officials say there are now 246 suspected cases, with the outbreak believed to have started from a nurse who died at a hospital in Bunia after showing symptoms including fever, bleeding, vomiting, and severe weakness. The government has activated its Public Health Emergency Operations Center, stepped up surveillance, and deployed rapid response teams to affected areas. Africa's Center for Disease Control and Prevention says it is coordinating urgent talks with regional countries including Uganda and South Sudan over concerns about possible cross-border spread. Health experts warn that the detection of a non-Zaire strain of Ebola could complicate response effort, as most existing vaccines and treatment were designed for the Zaire variant. Russian President Vladimir Putin is set to visit China on May 19 for a 2-day state visit, the Kremlin has announced. During the visit, Putin will hold talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping aimed at strengthening the comprehensive partnership and strategic cooperation between Moscow and Beijing. Both leaders are now expected to exchange views on key international and regional issues and sign a joint declaration at the end of their discussions. Putin is additionally scheduled to meet with Chinese Premier Li Qiang to discuss economic and trade relations between both countries. The announcement comes shortly after U.S. President Donald Trump concluded a visit to Beijing, the first by a U.S. president in nearly a decade, amid ongoing global tensions, including the war in Ukraine. China has maintained its call for peace talks but has not condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine while continuing strong trade ties with Moscow, particularly in energy. Nigeria has received another boost in global investor confidence as the federal government welcomed the decision by S&P Global Ratings to upgrade the country's sovereign credit rating from B- to B with a stable outlook. The government says the latest upgrade follows similar positive assessment earlier this year by Fitch Ratings and Moody's Ratings, reflecting growing confidence in Nigeria's ongoing economic reforms. According to the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Taiwo Oyedele, the improved ratings point to stronger external reserves, better balance for payment, increased crude oil production, and expanded domestic refining capacity. The federal government says reforms under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, including foreign exchange market liberalization and fiscal restructuring, are beginning to deliver positive results. Government also noted improvement in debt sustainability and revenue generation, while reaffirming its opposition to the return of fuel subsidies, insisting the policy previously weakened public finances and foreign exchange liquidity. Despite the positive outlook, authorities acknowledged ongoing challenges such as inflation, food security concerns, and unemployment, but assured investors and businesses of continued reforms aimed at strengthening economic stability and attracting more investment into the country. The Central Bank of Nigeria has unveiled the fourth edition of its Foreign Exchange Manual as part of efforts to improving transparency, strengthening governance, and boosting confidence in the country's foreign exchange market. The new guidelines announced by the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardozo, will take effect from June 1, 2026 and will be distributed free of charge to authorized dealers to ensure smooth implementation. Cardozo said the revised manual aligns with international best practices and reflects the Apex Bank's drive to modernize foreign exchange administration for greater clarity, consistency, and efficiency. He added that strong monitoring frameworks built on fairness, accountability, and consistency are essential to sustaining market credibility. The CBN also called on both public and private sector operators to demonstrate professionalism and full commitment to the implementation process while assuring continued guidance and support. Stakeholders have meanwhile commended the bank for its extensive consultation with market participants, including banks and corporates, which contributed to the development of the updated manual. Super Eagles coach Eric Chelle has reiterated his commitment to the Nigerian national team, insisting he remains fully focused on restoring the country's football dominance despite mounting pressure surrounding the Super Eagles. The Malian tactician said his determination to succeed with the three-time African champions remains unwavering, stressing that his ambition to win has not changed since taking charge of the team. Chelle's comments come amid speculation over his long-term future with the national team following reports linking him with French club Olympique de Marseille. There were also claims in sections of the Nigerian media that the coach recently changed his management agency, fearing uncertainty over his commitment to the Super Eagles Nigerian sports event. The 46-year-old, however, has publicly reaffirmed his dedication to the job as he continues preparations with the team. Chelle's current contract with the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) is expected to run until January 2027, although talks over a possible extension are reportedly ongoing. Both the NFF and the National Sports Commission have repeatedly expressed their support for the former Mali international and are believed to be keen on extending his stay as head coach. Our thoughts for the day. Life is a game. We can't undo a move, but we can make the next one better. Now for a rundown of the major stories in our bulletin this evening. President Bola Tinubu has hailed the successful joint military operation between Nigeria and the United States, which led to the elimination of a senior Islamic State commander in the Lake Chad Basin. President Tinubu made this known in a post on his verified X handle following the announcement of the operation by the United States President Donald Trump. The state governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori, has commended the peaceful and orderly conduct of the All Progressives Congress APC House of Representatives primary elections across the state, describing the exercise as a strong reflection of the unity, transparency, and growing strength of the party ahead of the 2027 general elections. Speaking shortly after casting his vote in his ward, Okbe local government area during the Okbe Sapele Ugeli Federal Constituency primary, Governor Oborewori expressed satisfaction with the level of participation and the calm atmosphere that characterized the exercise. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says all 22 registered political parties in the country have submitted their membership registers in compliance with the Electoral Act 2026. In a statement issued by the chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Mohammed Haruna, the commission said the submissions followed an extension granted to political parties after concerns were raised over the earlier deadline during a meeting held on March 24, 2026. And abroad, health authorities in the Democratic Republic of Congo say at least 80 people have died in a new Ebola outbreak in the country's eastern Ituri province. The health ministry confirmed that laboratory tests have identified 8 cases of the rare Bundimbuyo strain in Kwampara, Mongwalu, and Bunia health zones. You can follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. That ends the Delta Television main news. On behalf of the crew, my name is Perpetua Iboba. Thanking you for watching. Good evening.